Documentation start 2232, 5224. I've somehow managed to secure some form of contact with the cat. Documentation follows. Actually, no, not even documentation. This is a straight recording.
Everyone just kind of yelled at me to give their money back, even though, after they purchase from my stuff, it's kind of like written in the contract that you don't really get it back. You know how it works. It's like average business stuff. The last thing I need is people suing me, even though I don't, but a court really is beyond, like, a judicial thing.
I'm not here in terms of business bail.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah?
I can hear you. Alright. I'm not entirely sure how to start this. First, I need to ask permission. May I record this conversation?
I don't care.
Okay. Second, do you know that the Vanguard has information about you under the designation 5632?
Okay, it's not gonna change anything. So what? I sell my products. Is there a problem here?
Are you using Glimmer to build a superweapon to destroy Laura's soul?
That's like none of your freaking business.
It's been the thing I... What was that?
I'm being disrupted by one of my creatures.
Right.
Come on. You have a habit of flying around. I don't really like that. I should probably, figure out a way to keep him on the ground. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what you're on about, or something.
I've been working on tracing a specific individual for a couple of months now. The individual that the Vanguard has designated as VIP 5632. I've intercepted a few different transmissions, and inside of them there were encoded documents. In regards to the construction of a superweapon using Glimmer, placing darkness cruxes inside of certain retro-styled arcade machines, and...
Okay, this sounds kinda cool.
Does it sound familiar?
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
Right. So, give me just a moment in order to pull up the documentation. Let's see. And we don't exactly have much of a confirmation about the name. There was what I'm assuming to be a name inside one of the transmissions as Bale. I don't exactly know how.
What a handsome name. Oh my goodness.
Just, story so far. Alright. VIP 5632. Disciple of the Witness, unknown species. Manufacturer, manager of Little Cat Munitions, an ammo weapons distribution company. Sale is used to accumulate Glimmer. Glimmer used to construct a paracausal weapon of mass destruction.
This sounds so strange. I've never heard of this before. Whoa.
Right. Okay, let's deviate a little bit from that topic. What are the little cat terms of terms of what's it fucking called? Terms of service.
Well, I didn't exactly have a lawyer write it out because, you guys don't really have those anymore around here. But basically, it lines out a few specific things. Number one, I get all the money, can't give it back. Very simple, very logical. You know how it is.
No return policy.
Exactly. See, someone finally gets it. No return policy. Why would I give you it back? I mean, technically we have a resale, but even then it's like stupidly tiny itty bitty amounts. Who cares about
It's a
that?
fraction, yeah.
Exactly. It feeds back into the system. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, any and all ammunition must be expended within a 2-week notice, or else there is a possibility of expiration. I'm not going to elaborate. We may or may not use very sensible materials. Don't tell the higher-ups about this.
Higher-ups?
And finally, number three, we have no affiliation to any other factions, factorial units, companies, etc., etc. Any and all discussions of these will be shut down immediately and may or may not result in further legal action, quote unquote.
Further legal action right after you said you don't have a lawyer.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. That's just how
Yeah.
it is. Well, where am I supposed to get a lawyer? Huh? I mean, like, sure, like, I've looked into it, kinda, a little bit. You need a lawyer for this. I don't think. Do you need one? I need to be a...
For taking legal action in regards to defamation charges, yes, you do need a lawyer, both attacking and defense.
No, whatever, I'll figure it out later. It's not like anyone's tried to violate it before.
Actually, I do have records of... I'm not entirely sure if it was you or one of your correspondents, but of... What was it again? It was... Alright, lore discussion, lore LCM bail in the complex. I have several documents here. Hold on just a moment. Yeah. Little Cat Munitions would like to state that any rumors regarding the source and or usage of our ammo and customer purchases are dirty lies created by rival companies, displeased customers, and or enemies of Soul. 4724.
Okay, well those are automated messages. You know how those work. Always some sort of thing you have to plaster in there. Like, we got people asking, how do I use the vending machines? Well, it's obvious you just touch them and you fiddle with them a little bit. Maybe try turning it on. I mean, obviously you gotta put an automated message in there.
Yes, there definitely are automated messages. Like whenever I destroy one of your machines, or I destroy about 10 of them or so, you start screaming in comms, hey, cut that out! But there's definitely some that don't seem to be automated message, like 4824. Little Cat Munitions is sponsored by someone very special, or I guess someone's.
Yes,
Some
we have very special sponsors. We'd like to thank them for all the help they've given us as of late. We really appreciate their support. They have been a great help and great usage. They have provided many useful assets. Oh, it's wonderful. Although it's kind of like under a non-disclosure agreement. I can't exactly go beyond what I'm saying here. Even though I feel like I might be going a little far across the line.
non-disclosure agreement, once again requiring some kind of legal action, which you claim to not have a lawyer in order to back up.
Well, okay, well, they have a lawyer. I don't, but that's the difference here.
Right. And in regards to the broadcasts that had encrypted information on the 26th of January, 26th of March, sponsored by Little Cat Munitions, which lets you base 64 of a Google Drive full of information on which there were more audio files. Let's see, Four Wings and...
If you are encountering any and all signals coming from Little Cat Munitions and or its factories, I would advise you to avoid those, considering those are personal and private information. I don't like the idea that you're fiddling around with something that you shouldn't be, or whoever it is that has done this.
Oh, I have several operatives on this case.
Wonderful.
Alright, let's see. Four Wings, a code, and a wonderful spectrogram that depicts a four-eyed cat.
Fact. So true, my friend.
Hey, Key. Currently documenting this. Do you happen to have any
Hi, Nimbus.
questions?
How you doing?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh, nice! I have no idea what this is. I'm not touching that.
Alright.
Okay, 1v1 me.
Let's rumble, you two-legged son of a bitch. I have no idea what this is.
It's Crunker. I'm playing on mobile, so you have the advantage.
Let's see. And the documentation, one of the files in that drive that we uncovered on the 26th of March has what appears to be some form of personal log. Now, I do apologize in advance because it does seem a little bit of an overstep to, go through any personal logs discovered, but you are a person of interest to the Vanguard, and any information we can accumulate about you will progress the case. That being said, this does not look good for your case.
Well, have you considered not putting your nose where it's supposed to be?
Facts.
Let's see.
I know, I feel like everything could go a lot smoother if you just, like, keep to yourself and just grind
That's what
by
I'm
yourself.
saying. It's called personal space.
Key, I have been pursuing this case for months. I am at my wit's end. The moment I get information, and the moment this case is closed in any way that it can be, I'll arrest. Until then...
You don't really close this kind of case. You don't really seem like the kind of person that would leave me alone, or my employees, or factories, or vending machines.
There is a way to close this case, and it will be pursued by the Vanguard with utmost importance.
You were actively trying to put people out of jobs here, like Cat's giving people jobs.
There are many individuals within my company that would be very displeased to know that you are attempting to dismantle it.
Well, I'm gonna cut right to the chase. I don't think destroying the entirety of Lower Soul, the superweapon built out of Glimmer, which has reality-altering properties, is exactly good for a business. Now, if you were transparent with your employees and everyone else around you that this Glimmer was being used for a WMD to destroy a version of reality, then maybe we'd have... What was that, Key?
If there's less people in Lower Soul, then there's more people that are going to move to Higher Soul, and then...
There is no form of transition to Higher Soul because we are on the weaker side of a mirror. The only transition between Lower Soul to Higher is Tithe via Tithe-bound ammo that our friend here is giving to Ziva Wrath.
Yes. Simply a skill issue for
Is that what that whole 2 weeks until expiration clause is about the ammo? Is it because the hive tithe on that ammo starts to wither away?
I have no idea what you're referring to regarding a hive tithe, but I am willing to say that the reason why there's a 2-week expiration date is because we've had complications in the past where occasionally our ammunition may or may not spontaneously combust. Reportedly, that's what they say. So we put a 2-week expiration date on it just in case.
Just in case.
See, they've been safe.
Yeah, that's an understandable reason. Wanting to keep the people of the city safe, just in case any munitions might happen to be volatile. Yeah.
I mean, safe is kind of not the word I use, but yeah, go off, I guess.
Relatively safe. We are talking about the sale of guns and ammo here.
There's a hive god of gambling, right?
Not a hive god.
Something of esque. Because technically, Guardians are constantly gambling with engrams. You were fueling them from the start.
Well, technically engrams have... Well, unless they're Umbral engrams have pre-coded possibilities of what they could be. Modern city engrams, at least, pre-collapse engrams are, like, weird and...
on the interview. Good luck on destroying the universe. I'm rooting for you.
Oh, piss. Hold on, what broke? I heard something break. Whose end was that on? Oh, no, it was just a random notification. Anyways, let's see. The Glimmer doesn't just allow you to make things here, it lets you modify the very fabric of existence. I devised a plan.
That's nice.
Instead of taking an eternity to gather all the Glimmers scattered around the place, I'm just gonna have someone else do it for me. I've used Earth's old retro aesthetic and created these vending machines and scattered them throughout the system. I've implanted them with cruxes that link back up to my ship. Now, when someone buys some ammo off of it, it links the Glimmer all the way back to me. I intend to use it to power my ship's weaponry and vaporize this dimension entirely. Right there.
Wow, whoever devised that plan is a genius.
Right. And you do realize that there's only a singular company that's doing these whole vending machine things, and it's you.
Such accusations, as if there isn't an entire solar system to look around in. How would you feel if I accused you of these things?
Interested? Trying to find out what's going on. You see, I am unfortunately really curious by nature. If I find some kind of puzzle, or find some kind of story, or case like this, against my better judgment, I will pursue it until the very end. Because if I don't, there will be this tiny little itch in the back of my skull. And it's like, hey, did you ever hear the end of that case? Did you ever solve the puzzle? Did you ever find out what's going on and how to prevent a soul from utter obliteration? You know, a tiny little itch like that. In this case, has been making that itch go fucking haywire, if you may excuse my language, for months. Also, in regards to the I don't know what you're talking about with hive-bound ammo, are you aware of the complex?
I have no idea what you're referring to.
The staircase underneath the cryptorg?
No.
No? Okay. Well, apparently, that stairwell, it operates out of space and time. It's weird, it has temporal anomalies and whatnot. You can go up one way and then come down another, and you'll be in a completely different stairwell. Anyways, at the top of the third instance of the stairwell, there was a conversation between what is presumed to be you and Zivurath. You talking about the deployment of these vending machines, and some kind of plan.
Frankly, immediately accusing me is just straight up biased. I could not believe someone as expertised in this manner as you would immediately assume some innocent bystander such as I. I'm sorry. This is too good.
Hmm?
I'm sorry, I'm just having a good laugh about this.
About this whole ordeal?
This whole conversation.
It needs to be had. And if you do happen to be innocent, well, then that narrows down one individual we need to worry about.
I'm totally innocent. No.
Right. Let's see. So this all started with a couple of post-it notes on the board, right? Let's see. Zivu gets tied from us using LCM ammo. Zivu is mortal. LCM is working on a project by Cruxes. And then the questions, why did Zivu go to LCM? LCM fears feeling the boss, who is LCM's boss. Why does F-02 connect to the complex? What does LCM want with Darkness Cruxes? What are you planning soon? What the fuck is Puck's role in this? That dude's just kind of vibing down there. What do you use Glimmer for? How do you have so much ammo to sell? Who else do you trade with? Because again, these questions are all based on things that I have asked your automated service. Um, and these questions have been left open-ended by your automated service for months. And I understand that customer service isn't guaranteed to solve every single problem, but most of these questions have actually been answered, is the thing. In regards to what you're doing with the Cruxes, that question spawned from the destabilized missions on Venus in regards to the Ishtar Academy and the entrance to the Vault of Glass. First off, why the Vault of Glass? That's a Vex structure used to control and rewrite history. And then Ishtar Academy, that's a collection of Golden Age information that dealt with the Vex. The Vex that we're dealing with on Venus aren't so divisive. I believe they might be He's incorrective, if I'm remembering correctly, or the affix conduit. They're not so divisive, and you've actually explicitly called that out. During the destabilized missions, whenever there's large swarms of Vex incoming, these traitors should have joined the Soul Divisive. Destroy them. So.
Well, yeah, obviously they're on the losing team, so.
Alright, let's see. Vending machines powered by Dark Cruxes. LCM is feeding Ziva the tithe from ammo we buy. Ziva is mortal and disconnected from Throne World in D2 Soul, which is the higher plane. LCM is a disciple sent to destroy the DCMZ version of Soul. I had post-it notes here somewhere. I think I might have thrown those away because they had questions on them that I thought I had answered, but I guess I didn't. But whatever the questions in regards to what are you doing with the Cruxes on Venus came up, your automated response team was very evasive. And I understand there might be a non-disclosure agreement in regards here, but you could have at least said, there is an NDA here, instead of just leaving you on red. It's kind of bad business practice.
Given that these automated messages are clearly saying fabricated lies.
Right, even though earlier in this conversation, which by the way I have on record, you stated that these automated messages speak for your company.
Well, yes, but of course you don't let me finish.
I apologize.
I can't keep doing this. This is just too much. Okay. Given that. Okay, I'm just gonna drop the act. I'm just gonna stop right here. Look. You can't really stop what I'm up to, alright? I get it. I get you trying to, like, frame me up for something, but what are you gonna do? What are you and your posse gonna do? Report this to your bosses? What the hell do you think you're gonna do? Kill me? You can't! Not here!
Yeah, things don't die in Lower Soul.
Exactly! And that now includes me! Trust me! I've tried! There's no possible way you can stop me here! That's the best friggin' part of this! Forgive me for trying to be all like, oh, it's not me, I was trying to put on a good act, but it just fell through, because I'm sorry, I cannot explain myself further, it is clear, if you were in my position, you would understand why this is so, this is so hilarious.
Because you view me as beneath you, yes.
That's not what I said, but you know what, you assume that. You go off with that, I guess. I never said you weren't. I mean, I don't think these warriors that run around this stupid solar system are any lesser. I do think they're gullible as hell, but, you know, whatever. a fight, you guys would actually kick my ass, but you can't really get rid of me at this point. You're stuck with me, whether you like it or not.
You
This
see,
is a fight you can't win.
actually, there is a way we can win. We can't kill you, Bale, but we sure as hell can destroy everything you've built. Tear it down to scrap. See, the thing is, if you won't die, and we won't die, then what happens to the material in the war? What happens when it's all just destroyed? What happens when every last one of your machines is blown to bits and you don't have the glimmer to replace it?
You think blowing up my machines is a good thing? You don't really know what's completely in there. You might as well be considering yourself doing more harm than good in this instance.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't realize that fact, and we might be releasing resonant radioactivity. Oh.
No, no. I'm sure at some point you'll learn or figure it out. You seem to have a habit of looking into me. And I'm sure when you do, you will realize there really isn't anything good in there, and you're making a big mistake by blowing them up. Sure, it's a bit annoying. Sure, I'm like, quit! But it's like at the same time, there's more than enough bodies from my world that I can fill them up with.
I'm sorry, there are corpses inside of the machines.
I never said corpses, but go off, I guess.
There are living creatures inside those machines.
I mean, figure it out how you want, but whatever. But nonetheless...
Is that why they bleed whenever I shoot them?
You clearly don't know what you're up against in this instance.
Okay, from the logs that we've uncovered. Okay, from the logs we've uncovered, I thought you just materialized in space as a singular entity. I know, that sounds stupid. That was the one point.
What is it you call it? A home world? God, you people are so naive. How can you be this blind?
Yeah, that was the one point in the puzzle. I was like, what's going on here? There was wandering in space, finding the witness's scale and boarding it, and then negotiating to become a disciple. But honestly, shouldn't have put it past. If you're going for the final shape, I should not be surprised that there was fucking homicide involved. So there are living creatures inside those machines, and destroying them has some kind of negative impact. Is it an environmental impact? Is it a financial impact? Is it a paracausal impact that we can't really properly gauge right now? Like, that's
I mean, you could have saved them, but you decided to be all like, Hail Mary, I guess. Is that the term I'm using? Is that the right term? Your little
I know what you mean.
crusades.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Real great
Okay.
job there, buddy. You've done a great job helping all my people.
If you gave a shit about them, you wouldn't have put them inside those machines.
Well, if they weren't greedy bastards and didn't decide to sit their lives around doing nothing but having no purpose and no logic beyond greed, then maybe we would have a different story to tell. But here they were, wasting their lives away on my world, doing nothing but spending and trading and all that pizzazz. And sure, I do the same thing. Sure, old habits die hard, but these are just methods, just tools at my disposal. Skills I intend to use, to get this all over with. It's just a means to an end. I don't care about the money. I don't care about your glimmer. Any of it. I don't care about whoever the hell you are. Any of you, for that matter. You're all just running mischief and chaos and destroying everything around you, thinking you're gonna change something. But you know the best part about this? I noticed that every single time I check back in, there's just a little bit less of you. Every time. So while, yes, maybe at some point in the future, you will find me. You'll take me out. And then I'll come back and we'll have that good old-fashioned charade over and over and over and over and over again. But I know, eventually, you'll all go away. Or there won't be enough of you. Or, even funnier, is you'll run out of time. Because it doesn't matter how long it'll take me. I have all the patience in the world. Well, I mean, I guess technically worlds, because, it's a solar system, but, you get the idea. There's no winning here. So.
We'll fight all the same.
Okay, you do that. I mean, you know what? I respect that. Just kidding. Actually, I don't give a shit.
This broadcast is going live as soon as it can. To the rest of Seoul who won't stand idly by for our destruction, stand with me. Operation Beautiful Casualty is a go. It has been in operation for several weeks now. I will be streamlining the application process. We need as many soldiers as we can to take this goddamn cat down. Maze Runner out.